had my Triumph Dolomite, I did think it would be a good idea to have a secondary car because this one keeps going wrong. So I started looking in the papers and on the internet. Did they have the internet then? Yeah, they did just about. At all sorts of small, cheap cars, about 10 years old. And there's sort of things like Rover 214s, all that kind of thing, that I wasn't particularly interested in. And I found myself thinking, why not buy something that's a bit different and a bit old? And what did I do? In order to keep my classic car, I decided my secondary car should be also a classic car. Well, sort of. It was a 1979 Austin Allegro. In fact, it might have been 78. Whatever the case, I paid £250 for a car that I thought was more interesting than anything else you could get for £250. But did I really though? I mean, honestly, because at the time, there wasn't that many about, but nobody really liked them. Ah, yes, of course, nobody really liked them. No wonder I decided that's what I would buy. This white Allegro, I went to Reading for, and I know I could have paid quite a bit less for it because the lady who had it was very much interested in just getting rid of it. But I thought, I'll happily pay £250 for that. And I did. And I tidied it up a bit, cleaned the wheels up, tried to knock a dent out of the boot unsuccessfully. And it started every time. Just basically enjoyed driving around another old chodder. Typical of me, really, to just go ahead and do something like that. I could have had what I would have considered a reliable car. But instead, this old battered looking Allegro with barely any space inside and a really slow engine and a small boot. But all these things turned out to be something unexpected because that engine started on the button every single time. It was great. It drove better than I was expecting it to do, and the boot, although small, was adequate. I could see that from the outside to begin with anyway. The only thing was, it did have quite a clunk. One of the suspension bushes was properly knocking away. And then, after a while, the MOT went out, and it just sat on the car park, and sat, and sat, and eventually, as sad as this seems now, it just got scrapped. I feel quite bad about it.